Okay, can maybe somebody chime in if they can hear me? I want to make sure everybody's got audio.
We can hear you.
Oh, good. Thank you. Okay, so let's give it a couple more minutes here while we wait for the others to join. Okay, well, good morning, my favorite staff and students. Welcome to our grade 11 grade level assembly. Of course, virtual because of COVID. Today is Pink Shirt Day. So of course, that's why I have on a pink dress. I call it Pink Dress Day. But I've seen lots of people around with pink shirts. So thank you for that. The reason for Pink Shirt Day is to be kind and not to bully, to stand up for others. And so I think especially in these times, it's important to choose to be kind. It's not always easy. I know we're all under a lot of stress, but it's important to be kind to one another and cut each other some slack. Okay, so just some general reminders to start. Make sure that when the weather is decent, don't enter the building until 8:20 in the morning and 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The weather is not quite as nice as it was on the weekend. So understandably, if you would like to come in, that's fine. But make sure that you're not wandering the halls. You need to go down to the cafeteria, please. I also encourage you to remain socially distanced. I know it's hard because we'd like to speak perhaps more closely to each other, especially with your good friends. But just a reminder that we do need to stay 6 feet apart. And just to be here on your assigned time, your assigned day. So if it's not your day to attend, then you should not be in the building. And all of that is for contact tracing. So when we have to go back and look at all the cameras and do all the rigmarole to do any contact tracing, it's much easier for me if you follow those protocols. In terms of your academics and attendance, it is important to be in classes during your assigned time, and a reminder that on your at-home learning day, you are not just kind of taking a break, right? It's not a day off. It's a day when you need to be working on your assignments, emailing your teachers if you need extra help. We're on the last run here of the school year. And so it's very important that if you need help or having trouble managing your time, that you speak to an adult about it so we can get it sorted out. If you are thinking about taking summer school, you must receive at least 30%. So I know some kids have said to me, well, that's fine, I'll just take it in summer school. But in order to qualify for summer school, you must take the entire course first, finish with at least a 30, and then you qualify for summer school. If you've never taken a course before, you will not be able to take summer school. And I know last year it was free, but I believe this year each course is back to the usual $200, $220. And again, hopefully when the snow lets up, you'll be able to ride your bike again, and make sure you lock them up. Use a U-lock, not a cable, because the cable ones can be cut. So U-lock. A reminder, of course, about cell phones, that you're only to be using them in the classroom if the teacher gives you permission. So not just kind of taking out your phone whenever you please. That is to be determined by the teacher if they need you or ask you to use it for instructional purposes. And if you have a phone call that you need to take, then instead of walking around the hallways on your phone, please make sure that you go to one of the closed in areas like the front entryway or the grade 9 entryway, so that you can take your phone call in privacy. Dress code. And you know by now that I'm always the one who gets to talk about dress code. So again, a reminder, nothing low cut or too high up showing your belly and your midriff. And when the time comes for shorts, not too short. So if I can see your pockets hanging down under your shorts are too short. And that the reason for that is just to have a safe and comfortable work environment for everybody. So sometimes students will come to me and say the way somebody's dressed is just too revealing. It makes them feel uncomfortable. And so they have a right to be in a safe school as well as, of course, all the staff. We have 5 fire drills. And honestly, I'm not sure exactly how those are going to look, but we'll make sure that we have a discussion in the next following few weeks to make sure that you know what that's going to look like and where you need to go and whatnot. Okay, so student services is really hopping these days, and Miss Bennett is, I'm going to give her the screen so that she can talk you through some of these slides.
Perfect. Good morning, everybody. So we are seeing a lot of customers lately. We have our regular people that we check in on for sure, but we're definitely seeing an increase. A lot of people are feeling stressed, and sometimes that's personal stress, sometimes that's academic stress, sometimes it's a combination. Sometimes it's just a little bit of a lot of things. So I wanted to go through a couple of points just to sort of give you a little bit of a toolbox of things that you can be doing to alleviate some of that stress ahead of time. So definitely, as Ms. James was saying, those non-school days, non-attending school days are still school days. So creating a schedule for yourself to follow every day. Obviously, it's not going to be exactly the same as your in-school day, but making sure that you have a schedule that is roughly around the same start time, which means also having roughly the same bedtime, is helpful. We're hearing from a lot of students that on the days where you're not going to school the next day, people are staying up until 3, 4 in the morning, whether that's doing homework, whether that's playing video games, whether that's talking with friends, but it really takes a toll on your body over time when you're trying to then get up the following day to go to school. When you are feeling that academic stress, you have so many things that are due, or you have things that you're behind in, make a realistic to-do list. So that's 3 to 5 items, and that doesn't mean this test, and this test. It means break down one of the tests into 3 areas that you're going to study and then check them off, because it does actually give you a little bit of an adrenaline hit when you get to check something off your list. It feels good to finish something. So really making sure that you're making a list and checking it off. When you have larger assignments, break them into smaller tasks and then set a time limit. So you're not just sitting at your desk for 2 hours at a time, but you're working for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, taking a small break and coming back to it. Your body needs that refresh. Those are things that happen in class naturally by people asking questions or the teachers moving from a lecture into a work period. When you're at home, you have to give yourself those times as well. Always ask for help, ask for clarification, ask if you're having trouble getting started. Check in with your teachers and not on the day that it's due. Check in ahead of time, send them an email. If you're nervous to do that, come down to student services and we can work in between. Like, we can be the go-to person checking in with the teachers about what the expectation is, or if you have multiple things due on the same day and you're just feeling stressed about that, if we can bend the timeline a little bit, we're happy to help with that idea. And then test anxiety. We're hearing a lot more people are feeling a lot more anxious about tests these days. So definitely coming down to student services so that we can talk about that, give you some strategies. Every person is a little bit individual, which is why I ask that you come down instead of presenting it here on the screen. What makes you nervous and what aspects of the test is making you nervous, or what type of test you're taking. So all of that is something that you can come down and check in on. Personal stress. Number one, be kind to yourself. This has been a year. It has been a crazy, crazy year. Lots of things have changed for all of us, for teachers, for students, for families. So give yourself a break, and those ideas of I should be doing, or everybody else can do this and I can't. So not comparing yourself, not giving into those negative thoughts, really having to challenge them to say, this is an emotional thought, this isn't a realistic thought. So putting those realistic thinking lenses back on your face to say, you know what, yeah, this math class is really, really hard, but what can I do to take control of that? Can I ask for help? Can I go for extra help? Can I ask my mom for a tutor? Making sure that you are keeping very, very basic healthy habits. So sleep. As a teenager, 12 hours is not unheard of. 8 to 12 hours is a really, really healthy amount. Making sure that you're eating nutritious food. Snacking is going to happen inevitably, but making sure that you have 3 meals a day, that you have some veggies in there, that you have some protein in there. And then making sure that you have some time to turn off your phones, turn off your tablets, and really get some tech-free time. It also takes a toll on your body to be connected to news and to social media constantly, and make that tech-free time connection time with your friends or with your family or even just with your pets, and also finding those healthy ways to relax. So for some people that might be listening to music, some people it might be reading, some people it might be going and playing basketball with some friends. And then of course, when it is piling up and you don't feel like yourself anymore, when you feel like you're just walking on eggshells, or like you're noticing that you're more irritable than usual, that's a really good time to come in and check in with anybody down here in student services, chat with your teachers, chat with your parents. Always adding new strategies to your toolbox is really, really helpful to take that stress off before it builds into something that's more unhealthy. And then career exploration. So in a typical year in grade 11, we would have gone to the Rotary Career Symposium, which technically closed this year, and they had a virtual career symposium back in January. I'm not sure if anybody attended that or not, but due to the nature of the world at the moment, this is where I'm going to direct you. If you are curious about what kind of careers are available to you, the Zello world, this is similar to career cruising, which you might have done in middle school. It's a really interesting platform because you get to take a few different tests that are not aptitude tests, they're interest inventories. So it's really taking what you enjoy about work, what you enjoy about any kind of climate or task that you might be doing within a job, and it categorizes it for you. So it might ask you questions like working with children, and then you rate it on a scale of do not like very much to like very much. And based on how you answer those questions, you're going to be given a list of careers that might be suitable for you. It's not saying that the number one choice is the job that's best suited to you. It's just saying it's something that you might be really interested in. So then you get to click on profiles. It tells you a job description about the job. It tells you what kind of money you would make here in Manitoba, if the job market is positive or negative, increasing or decreasing is what I mean by that. It also tells you what kind of schooling you need in order to go into it, and it gives you sort of an overview of what an entry-level position would look like versus a senior position. My favorite part on this is the related careers section of it. So if you're reading through the profile and you're like, yeah, this kind of sounds interesting, but it's not really what I want to do, they have a related careers section. So it has similar qualities, but it's a different type of job. So that's a really great one to read into as well. So as it says on the screen, your username is capital SJA dash. Your student number, you can find that on PowerSchool or on your report cards, or if you have your student card from photos. And then the password is just your IT password that you would use for anything here at the school. How I suggest you use it is by starting the matchmaker quiz so that it moves the tiles around for you based on your interests. And the more questions you answer, the more quizzes you do, it becomes more and more specific to your interests. And this is more for the grade 12s, but I'm gonna highlight a couple of things for you. So this is post-secondary information. Again, we would have gone to their open houses in February, but this time it was all virtual. So I hope you had a chance to check into some of that. There will be more chances in the fall of grade 12 as well to go to a few things if we're in person, or they will be doing virtual again. Ongoing, Red River College has these program-specific virtual information series. They're ongoing, so when you click on the website, make sure it'll always go to the general screen first. So make sure you go to the program-specific section, and it will give you a date and time of when the next information session is for each of their programs. U of W, if you click on this link, it has their Future Student Night presentation from back in the fall, and that goes through all of their different departments that they have in their faculties. And then U of M, same thing. They have at this link, at the first link, recruitment info sessions, they have information regarding all of their faculties and all of the programs within their faculties. If there's other schools that you're interested in, for example, Brandon University or CMU or MITT, definitely come and connect with me and I can give you more information about how they're connecting with their students as well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Ms. Bennett. So obviously a wealth of information there. So if you have any questions, make sure you follow up in student services. Online phys ed. For grade 11s, you should be done all your modules and your activity hours are due at the end of May. If you have any questions about that, then please see Mr. Christie. Please do not leave it till the last minute because we need to have those hours and the modules in to make sure that you get your credit. So some important dates, some of them won't apply to you because they're mostly grade 12, but report cards are coming out on the 23rd. So you need to make sure that you have all of your assignments in by tomorrow so that on Friday during the in-service day, teachers will be writing their report card comments. So anything that you want reflected in your report card grade, you will need to have in by today. I know I've been trying to put together my my breakfast club when I like kids to come in. It's like Saturday school when you come in on the in-service to catch up on assignments. But unfortunately, or I suppose fortunately for you, we are going to need to cancel that on Friday. So all the more reason why you need to get your assignments in tomorrow. Your volunteer hours are also due by the start of June. And again, because of COVID, The board office has said that instead of our typical 40 hours that you would need, that you should be trying to get at least 20. And that would, of course, follow into next year where you can continue to accumulate your hours. But if you have a sheet of volunteer hours that is stuck in your backpack or under your bed, make sure that you bring it in so that you don't lose track of them. This seems very far away right now, but June 18th, all assignments must be submitted. So again, fortunately or unfortunately, this year, the last day of formal classes will be June 21st. And so you must have all your assignments in by June 18th in order to have those assignments reflected on your final report card and ensure that you get your credit. So Miss Bennett has picked out a bit of an inspirational video, but before we get there, I just want to check in and ask if anybody has any questions. Silence. Okay, so maybe you've been kind of snoozing on and off during this level meeting. So I'll just let you know that if you missed anything, that we have been recording it, and your teachers will have the link so that you will be able to rewatch it if you wish in your leisure time. Okay, so with that, remember always that we're warriors. We have grit, dig deep. You can do this, and have a great day.